Hi everyone, Tim here. So one of my students asked for a video to review what we do for different uke kata. We use the word uke in Japanese. In English, the closest word we have is block. Block doesn't really encompass everything that we mean when we say uke, but it's the closest we can get. So I want to go over some of the Kihon. So I have a kitchen kata, and now I have a kitchen Kihon. So most of what I talk about is not generic to style. It's not specific to style. It's more generic to any kind of karate. This, however, is going to be a little bit specific to the type of Shorin Ryu that I do, which is Okinawa Shorin Ryu MukenkI. So I'm going to go through what we do for the basics in that system. And what we start off with is a chudan ski, right? So this one just here. Chudan means mid-level. Ski means punch. So for those that want to get the terminology down in Japanese, chudan ski. We do this from a shizen dachi, a natural stance, okay? After we do 10 of those, actually 5 sets of 10 of those, then we go on to do jodan ski. So jodan is upper level punch. In English, we might say rising punch or head punch. This way, target area is in front of the nose. Elbow is bent so that the arm turns this way, not flared out this way. There's a lot of good reasons for that, which I cover in other videos. Mostly we always want to have our armpit closed. They say wakishimeru in Japanese. After we do 50 of those, then we go on to do maigeri chudan, mid-level front kick. Just like so, we do 30 on each leg. And we do those, then we go on and do jodan maigeri, jodan upper level, head kick. So jodan maigeri. When we do this, think of a kua, a hoe that breaks the side. So on the end of the kick, it enters. Same as when you take a hoe and enters into side. Same thing here, imparts the energy. There are pushing kicks, pushing out, those are fine. It's usually not what we practice. We tend to try to impart impact in a penetrating manner onto the target. Once we do the maigeri chudan, maigeri jodan, we'll do a combination where we do a back leg kick and then a front leg kick, and then we follow that up on the next front leg, back leg, and then we change sides, and again, back, front, back. So this is renzoku maigeri. Next we'll do a yoko geri, both sides, 30 sets each side. Usually we'll do a yoko geri kikome, not the kiage, so a thrusting side kick, not a snapping side kick. Following up by age uke. Now, some points on this. We come straight up the center line. At the point of contact, which is about where your eye is at the wrist level, the elbow will traverse out, and we do this rotation. Other systems do it differently. I've trained in a system that went like this because they felt that the back of the arm was better prepared to take an impact. Absolutely true. Connecting with the arm and redirecting through this turn also has its advantages, as does this elbow sweeping out to the outside, which I cover in different areas. Things to be careful on this. Beginners often will have a bend in their arm when we do this, because this feels strong because they're engaging muscles. However, structurally it's weak. So you want to make sure, same as on your punch, your age uke has a straight wrist. And again, relax and then turn the whole body, using the hips to generate energy. So this is age uke. After 50 of those, we'll then do soto uke. We call this soto because the opponent's arm ends up being connected and put to the outside of our body. Other systems call this uchi uke because their hand is inside of the other person's arm. So it's really just a matter of perspective. Call it what you call it in your system. But the idea on this is you go to the side, make connection, and then pull to the side. So it's this way and pull to the side. If you do it in a circular motion, you're sort of isolating this part of the arm, and that won't be enough to block somebody who's coming in with a full-on punch. So we want to turn the body around its center. This way we can use a whole body integrated motion instead of just relying on the muscles in the arm. So that is soto uke. After we do 50 repetitions on the soto uke, we do a uchi uke. This is also called a nagasu uke because we'll take the attack that's coming in, elongate it, and divert it. So if I want to throw a punch, I have a certain stopping point. And if I stop at my stopping point, usually a couple of inches into a chest, inch and a half or so, then I'm strong. But if it gets elongated, then my balance is disturbed. So what we want to do is we want to connect with the incoming arm, rotate through. This ends up in front of the opposite shoulder, about a fist distance between the elbow and the ribs, and a 90-degree angle in between the upper arm and the lower arm. The important thing is to be relaxed at the point of contact, and then rotate through. This way, this way, this way. So that's uchi-uke or nagasu-uke. After we do 30 of those, we'll follow up with a geidan-barai. So lower sweeping block. So it's not trying to stop something coming up, but it's connecting and moving it to the outside. This motion here is a harai uke. We also have a harai uke this way. When we put a word with an H like that in front of something, so or after something, we say geidan barai. We can say jodan barai. We can say chudan barai. So in this case, it's a geidan barai. It's important to rotate through the hips and integrate through the whole body. Connect soft, then put the power on it. Next, shito uke, knife hand blocks, right? I teach this a couple of different ways. One, down here, chopping out. Important that both hands rotate at the same time. This way. I also learned this in Okinawa Shorin Ryu, where we tend to not drop the hand all the way down and think of this as more of a connecting and circular way as opposed to a driving and chopping, redirecting way. So those are some of the basic blocks. There are others, but that gets you through the basic set. Hopefully this was of some interest to you and of some use. Thanks.